Good day everyone, this is Jake Rodriguez Pomperada from Bacolod City, Negros Occidental Philippines. In this video, I will discuss about software piracy and illegal software. What is software piracy? Software piracy is the stealing of legally protected software under copyright law. Software piracy occurs when copyright protected software is copied, distributed, modified, or sold. Software piracy is considered direct copyright infringement when it denies copyright holders due compensation for use of their creative works. History of software piracy. The history of software piracy dates back almost to the invention of the computer itself. Myths. Altair 8800 by Ed Roberts in 1975. Bill Gates and Paul Allen persuaded Roberts to license BASIC, a programming language, from them. They used to invite people to see the low-priced computer running various programs. Someone then borrowed one of the paper tapes lying around. First, software piracy. Homebrew member Dan Sokol, after somehow obtaining a pre-market tape of the interpreter, he made 25 copies and distributed them at the next homebrew meeting, urging recipients to make more copies. Gates responded in 1976 with a strongly worded open letter to hobbyists that accused the copiers of theft and declared that he should not continue developing software that people did not pay for. Here's the paper tape, basic paper tape that Bill Gates and Paul Allen developed as their first product, basic interpreter. Types of software piracy. Number 1, shoplifting means sharing a program with someone who is not authorized by the license agreement to use it, also known as soft loading. A common form of soft loading involves purchasing a single license copy of software, then loading the software onto several computers. Number 2, hard disk loading, often committed by hardware dealers. This form of piracy involves loading an authorized copy of software onto the computer being sold to the end user to attract customers. 3, renting. Renting involves someone renting out a copy of software for temporary use without permission of the copyright holder. The practice, similar to that renting a video from Blockbuster, violates the license agreement of software. 4, OEM unbundling means selling standalone software originally meant to be included with a specific accompanying product. An example of this of piracy is someone providing drivers to a specific printer without authorization. 5, counterfeiting means producing fake copies of software, making it look authentic. This involves providing the box, CD, and manuals, all designed to look as much like the original product as possible. So we have here examples of counterfeit and pirated software. So as we can see here on the counterfeit, they are using a wide variety of storage, CD, DVD, but the packaging is not legitimate, poor quality, or sometimes the counterfeit and the authentic is somewhat similar in terms of its color and packaging, so it's very hard to identify sometimes, but we have to check it very well. 6, online piracy. The fastest growing form of piracy is internet piracy. There are hundreds of thousands of various sites providing unlimited download to any user. For example, Pirate Bay, torrents. Ethical issues in software piracy. Moral responsibility. Moral arguments to follow the law back to Plato, and one pertinent argument is attributability classicist W.D. Ross, who states in 1930, "The right and the good. The duty of obeying the laws of one country arises partly from the duty of gratitude for the benefit one has received from it. If someone agrees that the law should not be broken, and the law says not to break copyright laws, as does the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, in the United States, citizens should not do so." Other arguments that say using pirated software is morally wrong include the loss of revenue to the creator of the software, and that without software being paid for, the creators will give up designing new software, and there will be less software being created in the future. Professional standards. The Association for Computing Machinery, or ACM, claims to be the world's largest educational and scientific computing society. Any person wishing to join the society must accept Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct, which covers the ethical issues surrounding software piracy. Number 1.5 of the code expects members to honor property rights, including copyrights and patents. It explains violation of copyrights, patents, trade secrets, and the terms of license agreements is prohibited by law in most circumstances. Even when software is not so protected, such violations are contrary to professional behavior. Copies of software should be made only with proper authorization. Unauthorized duplication of materials must not be condoned. Illegal software. What is illegal software? Illegal software can constitute various things, and term itself will have different connotation and application. In a general sense, any kind of software that is used beyond its intended purpose. Illegal software can constitute various things, and the term itself will have different connotations and applications. The general sense, any kind of software that is used beyond its intended purpose or pirated can be have an end user license agreement to which user must agree before installing. This agreement will outline how the software is intended to be used and how it is to be used in accordance with its purpose and within legal parameters. Illegal software will usually be related in terms of pirated or counterfeited copies. This entails copying illegal software by physically transferring the legal software onto a disk or computer or downloading it from another source. Even if the copies that are made are not intended to be sold illegally for a profit and are only for personal use, can still be considered illegal software. Most software will be given away in a restricted and controlled manner. However, there are strict guidelines which dictate how such distribution and copying is to be done. Illegal software is probably most commonly obtained through internet sharing via peer-to-peer networks. Regardless as how the illegal software is to be used, it is downloaded illegally, it will be violation of copyright laws and considered infringement. So in this chart we can see the cause of software piracy. So United States 1.1 billion, China 8.5 billion, India 2.7 billion, France 2.1 billion, United Kingdom 1.9 billion, Brazil 1.8 billion, Germany 1.7 billion, Russia 1.3 billion, Italy 1.3 billion, Indonesia 1.1 billion. Rate of unlicensed software that is being used on those countries, the losses. So the cost of software piracy, commercial value of licensed software installation in 2015, based on the study of Business Software Alliance. Effects of software piracy to users. Number 1, low productivity. Pirated software often includes incomplete or damaged programs. Number 2, malware infection. Pirated software can also include computer viruses or malware which can destroy data on users' hard drive. Computer viruses can have a devastating impact on any computer user from the home user to a large businesses. 3. Subject to raid. Companies can also be subject to raids by the SIIA, Software and Information Industry Association. An informant can initiate the process. Rate of software piracy versus malware infection. So it is very prevalent that using pirated software in malware infection are adjacent to one another. Markets with high software piracy rates often have high malware infection rates. For unusual sufferings, copy protection can create a nightmare for users. Most users hate dongles for a variety of reasons. Dongles can be troublesome to install and use since they often require a special hardware driver for dongles. Each protected program requires additional dongle, which causes an widely pile of connected dongles on the back of the PC. Other problems caused by software piracy and illegal software: unusual, no manuals, no access to support in any cases, no access to bug fixes and maintenance releases. Software piracy statistics and facts. More than one-third of adult internet users says they have downloaded commercial software online without paying it for all the copies they made. 25% of the users who downloaded software says they never pay for it. Last year, piracy cost software industry estimated $11 billion. The loss to the economy has significant impact, including more than 111,000 jobs lost, 5.6 billion in lost wages, more than 1.5 billion in lost tax revenues. How to reduce software piracy and illegal software. First, increase public education and awareness. Second, buy only licensed software. Third, create strong and workable enforcement mechanisms as required by the TRIPS, trade-related aspect of intellectual property rights. Fourth, step up enforcement with dedicated resources. PEP, lead by example. We have here the alternative. Use open source software. Why be a pirate? Use open source software instead. Benefits of using open source software: it is free, support by the community. However, there are problems of using open source software: quality, not user friendly, rapid change, documentation, lack of focus on UI or user interface, lack of technical support. So we have here the web reference that I used in my presentation. Thank you. This is the end of my discussion and presentation on the topic of software piracy in illegal software. Before we end, if you like this video tutorial, please click the like button, leave a comment in the comment section of this video tutorial, and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming video tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This is Jake Rodriguez Pomperada from Bacolod City, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Says until to the next video tutorial. Bye bye for now.